All right, in 6.2, we talk about inverses and contrapositives, two words that were not brought up in Chapter 2. And the reason for that is because inverses and contrapositives are the second part of sort of inequalities. And our objectives today are to take our knowledge of the if-then statements from Chapter 2 and then apply them to inverses and contrapositives. From 2.1, we learned a few things. We learned conditionals, converses, and biconditionals exist. And then if anything would not be true, you'd have to provide a counterexample for that. And all those examples were from lesson 2.1. So now if we're given an original statement, an if-then statement, all of the possible things that P could be, so if P, then all the conclusions of Q could also be true. So the inverse of that would be that if something is not P, then something could definitely not be Q, where we disprove the conditional hypothesis and then disprove the conclusion. The contrapositive of a given statement would be to say, if not Q as the hypothesis, then not P. Meaning, if we look at the Venn diagram, if something is not in the Q circle, it's definitely not in the P circle. Now notice the two Venn diagrams for the original statement and the contrapositive statement, they're the same. With that, the original statement, if that is true, then the contrapositive is logically equivalent and is also true. So when you're given a true if-then statement, you can guarantee that the contrapositive is also true. A converse and an inverse are also logically equivalent. The original statement, if P, then Q. If today is Tuesday, then tomorrow is Wednesday. That would be a true statement. The inverse of that would be to say that if not P, then not Q. If today is not Tuesday, then tomorrow is not Wednesday. The contrapositive is to say, if tomorrow is not Wednesday, then today is not Tuesday. And obviously the converse, which is not listed, is to say if tomorrow is Wednesday, then today is Tuesday. Write the inverse of the conditional. If a quadrilateral is regular, then it is a square. The inverse would be, if a quadrilateral is not regular, then it is not a square. Example 2. Write the contrapositive of this conditional. If the triangle is equilateral, then it is not obtuse. The contrapositive would be, if a triangle is obtuse, then it is not equiangular. If you look at the form of the converse and the contrapositive, notice both of them begin with C-O-N. It takes the hypothesis and brings it to the beginning. So as it says not obtuse, notice the converse says if a triangle is not obtuse. Then the equiangular piece comes here. If a triangle is obtuse, disproving the conclusion, then it is not equiangular, disproving the hypothesis. The next examples are numbers 1, 2, and 3 on your worksheet. We'll go through them separately. So number 1 is listed here. Take a minute, hit pause, and answer the converse, inverse, and contrapositive of question number 1. Hopefully you put, if A equals 3, then 2x plus 1 equals 7. The inverse, if 2x plus 1 does not equal 7, then x cannot equal 3. And the contrapositive, if x does not equal 3, then 2x plus 1 does not equal 7. Question number 2 is listed next. If a polygon has 5 sides, then it is a pentagon. Take a second, hit pause, and answer for the converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Converse was if a polygon is a pentagon, then it has 5 sides. The inverse, if a polygon does not have 5 sides, then it's not a pentagon. And if a polygon is not a pentagon, then it does not have 5 sides. Question number 3. If clouds cover the sky, then you cannot see the sun. The converse, if you can't see the sun, then the clouds cover the sky. If the clouds don't cover the sky, then you can see the sun. And the contrapositive, if you can see the sun, then the clouds don't cover the sky. This may be the best example of how the converse and inverse may not necessarily be true, but together they are logically equivalent. If we know that the given is true, if the clouds cover the sky, then you can't see the sun, then we also know that part C, if you can see the sun, then the clouds don't cover the sky. The only example for that might be like if you're on television or something like that. On the back of the page, you're going to answer questions 4 through 9 and have those ready and prepared for tomorrow.